Ice. You can feel it. For any of you all who come up here, always come up in winter with some boot cleats. We had a coyote show up the other day. Coyote jumped over the fence and sat on my pile of logs and howled at the moon and howled and yipped, trying to get Buddy to come out. I wouldn't let Buddy come out. Instead, I went out. It was dark with a flashlight and told that coyote off, and he has not come back. It's snowing again. This has blessedly turned into a very wet and thankfully snowy winter, because that'll make for a better spring if this keeps up. We've had several snowstorms this year of pretty good duration. Snowplow man has not come through yet. Poor people, I feel so sorry for them. They were visiting a cabin up back that way. Don't let this happen to you. And the very next morning, they were leaving their friend's cabin in their big, solid-looking truck to drive into Cloudcroft to get coffee. There was snow on the ground, about like this. They came down this hill, made the turn, and promptly slid off the hill. Because there was ice underneath the snow. Always walk your route before you decide to drive it. Walk the most hazardous parts. Because if you do not have snow chains, and even with a big, heavy four-wheel drive truck, you come out on this ice, if there's ice under the snow, you will slip. And in their case, the poor thing slid off, completely off the road, only thanks to a relatively small tree that was right there. Did they not tumble and tumble and tumble on down the mountain to either their vehicle, trapping them inside the cab to freeze to death, or trapping them inside the cab and catching on fire to burn them alive, or break their back and they be permanently disabled. Same thing could happen to you, could happen to me, any of us. Look, there's ice. Ice lurking underneath the snow. So all it takes is a little bit of ice. Ooh, I almost slipped myself on that ice. But I'm wearing boot cleats, look. See that ice? See it? That can cause your death. Boy. I feel so sorry for them. We're coming around. They made it around this area. And then they just went sliding and they slid off the road. And we're like that. See? They came around and poor little things, they just went off that way. And they never got to go to Cloudcroft for their coffee. The tow truck driver came up and got stuck. Could not help them. I didn't see him myself. I was told that tow truck driver walked up the rest of the way all freaked out, scared. They caught them so they didn't go tumbling. Their truck was a big truck. It would have broken that tree. And if it weren't for if they had slid, for instance, here, where there aren't any trees, tumble, tumble, tumble. Possibly, boom, fireball and burn to death. Can you imagine feeling the agonizing pain of your body on fire? Or be trapped inside. You can't open your doors because they've been smashed. And you're stuck there freezing to death. And you scream for help, but nobody can hear you. Nobody knows. Because you slid on ice. So, name of the game around here. Check for ice. You see ice on the road? Put your snow chains on. If you don't have any snow chains, forget it. Stay home. Life's short, but you don't want it that short. I can think of better ways of going than tumbling down a mountain. They were able to get their doors open and crawl out of their cab. That's why they did not freeze to death. A local man who has a backhoe came up and with his backhoe managed to get them out of that predicament. But it all took all day, literally. And they didn't even spend a second night at their friend's cabin. They decided, forget it. They went home. Beautiful. Bye-bye from Cloudcroft, New Mexico.